Okay, another good game. This time I had a few technical issues midway through, which slowed me down a little bit, and also some of the allied players got a bit annoyed. But it got a bit annoyed about 15 minutes in, and I thought that was 15 minutes in. I thought that was a bit early to get annoyed, to be honest. But nevertheless, I think satisfied them, hopefully, and we'll have a look. So let's speed through the start as per. Reveal map all for a second. It's this French pass one again, where there's loads of kind of gold and stone, whatever else in the middle. So the kind of idea is that you have to really control the middle. I don't bother. My allies suggest that it's really important to get a castle down, and I'm like, no. I don't really see the point. I think it's a waste of time and stone. So I don't do that. Feudal Age, I think second to. Don't know why I'm slightly overly obsessive about who gets to Feudal Age first, but there we are. There we go. This Chinese player reaches Feudal Age first. Although I think they're the one that were complaining at me actually, so maybe then I don't know. Anyway. So fairly quick on. Oh, I was going to say fairly quick on military. There we are. Military schools. At 6:30. That's not too bad. About 7 minutes normally, isn't it? This scout is very hard done by here. He nearly gets through. I'm kind of not paying attention to him enough. This is my scout, yeah. Oh, maybe that's not quite yet, actually. But I think I've jumped the gun a bit there. So overall doing fine. Getting up to Castle Age already. Pretty quick to Castle Age. As you can see, no one else is at Castle Age yet. Do I beat people to Castle Age? Let's see. Yes, I do, looks like. It's good. At the same time though, Pink's doing well, and so is Cyan, doing nice and well. This is quite a well positioned Barbican of the Sun there. Could have even done that more aggressively, and then we might have been in a bit of trouble there. They just kind of leave the landmark there as well. They don't seemingly follow up. I guess they don't have enough. It's 11 minutes in, so maybe it's just a bit early to do that, to be honest. So military landmarks, getting me some nice resources. This is my kind of crazy scout run that I try and... Scouts gets a bit unlucky in the end. They're doing pretty well, this Cyan group. They're kind of raiding and slowing down the enemy a little bit, which is nice. I stupidly go past this Barbican of the Sun, and I thought I would get out, but not quite. Annoying. Anyway. 13 minutes in now. Creating some siege workshops, just in case I want to kind of feed in trebuchets from here. Not quite sure. I'm a bit late on building houses, I have to admit, at this point. That's not good. I do end up obviously building them, but slows things down very slightly. What's going on up here? Ah, the Greens have started to take on the Cyan effort. Yeah, but just before now, so like a minute or two ago, I think it was the Cyans were getting really annoyed at me for not moving this army. They're like, "Oh, you have an army, you go and attack." Well, not quite. When I want to attack, I want to attack with purpose, right? I don't want to just kind of throw my force against the enemy for no reason. So yeah, I'm kind of fiddling around with resource, fiddling around the econ a little bit to just get enough farms on the go. I haven't quite got enough yet, but I think you have to kind of get a sense and start to second guess how long your food's going to take, because obviously there's no point in waiting at your base until you've got enough food to make the Seagate Castle or whatever military landmark you want to kind of set down in the enemy base. Just to kind of clarify, I am rushing the enemy here with a Seagate Tower, a military landmark, and the idea is bringing a lot of villagers with me eventually. And also the important thing also is to not kind of allow the villagers to be idle too long. So you've got some nice gold mines here, and make use of those gold mines. 19 minutes in, 19 minutes in is about when I normally attack, and it is about normally with this kind of force, made up of a front line of pikemen, because that's just what the military school produced initially, and then a second line of men-at-arms, and then a third line of janissaries, followed by a couple of mangonels. I kind of click in a minute, attacking, and the pinks then nicely come along with me, which is nice. I think the Cians do eventually a little bit too. Obviously at the same time when I've got enough food, just about, I'm bringing up everyone basically. So this is the full attack. What can screw me over is if they come down at the same time, in kind of en masse, and then they can obviously get a lot of villagers, because I'm bringing a lot of villagers with me in order to create that Seagate Castle. So there is that threat there, obviously. Trying not to allow them to waste too much time by mining the gold. Is that mine? No. Why haven't they... They haven't upgraded from specialised pick yet. At 20 minutes in? What are they doing? That's weird. That's really odd. No? Is that... Maybe I haven't kind of looked into that. Maybe that's... They're doing that on purpose. I don't know. It seems odd to me. Not upgrading yourself. I'll just quickly, because I'm slightly geeky like that, I want to see... So they haven't upgraded specialised pick, and this is the pinks. What else have they... So they've upgraded their lumber camps. What about their mill? Yeah, they haven't got wheelbarrow yet. Come on, guys. That's not okay. Oh dear. I don't know what they're doing. Maybe prioritising military, but at the same time, wheelbarrow is like... I don't think there's a legitimate reason to not get that. Bit poor with these 5 people. Obviously all the rest are on gold. But I guess what I'm doing is kind of keeping them really nice and close, such that I'm able to get them straight on the monument. I'm kind of coming, and I'm also pressing, attacking here, such that I'm hoping some allies might come with me. Or if they're not going to come with me, they're going to start to push at some other place. So I think I initially try and put it there, but then I realise that it's way too close to the Berkshire Palace, so I reposition. At this point, as long as I'm kind of holding them off a little bit with, and they're doing, yeah, this is where the battering rams come in. They're attacking the battering rams rather than any of the troops. That's really nice. That's what you like to see. I'm being a bit, I need to move them a little bit. This is quite a nice push, isn't it? I'm trying to get out of the way of the Berkshire Palace, English landmark, Imperial Age landmark. The Cians are doing a really nice job in protecting my villagers from these veteran royal knights, because they could potentially have taken me out. Although there are 50 here, I've gone a bit crazy. There are 50 villages, so I probably would get this up. I'm using Janissaries against veteran knights. Generally against horsemen, Janissaries are really good, but against veteran knights, I mean, obviously veteran knights have quite a lot of armour that do help, so it would be a slow go. I do garrison a reasonably good time, and then move them out, move the rest of the villagers out the way, and then you've got quite a nice force, right, that's attacking the enemy. At the same time, the pinks are just going ahead. Oh, they've dropped out immediately, and it is a momentum thing. It's like as soon as somebody goes, almost you've won, almost, because people kind of can't be bothered to fight a losing battle. So this kind of technique of whacking a Seagate tower there and just being like, yo, I'm not moving, works quite well. I'm not quite sure. I wasn't 100% sure what was happening here, so I just moved my troops out of the way. But for some reason the Cians have decided to try and potentially convert their allied units. I've been a bit slow here to move, because obviously Berkshire Palace has one of the longest ranges of a building in the game. So I'm a little bit slow to move out of the way there. That's the only kind of part I do particularly wrong, I would say. A bit slow to ungarrison this group of 15 villages. But yeah, otherwise quite good. In terms of income per minute, obviously I'm way down because I've got 50 people just doing random stuff up in their base. But really that push has made the difference, hasn't it? In my view. I then am not 100% sure what's going on, so I go and start attacking the town centre for a minute with this battering ram, not realising that they're already surrendered. Fairly quickly, you know, that's the non-professionalism of my play. There we are. Fairly quickly realise that's not such a great idea. The blues are heading down on the reds, and you know, where we are in the ascendancy, very obviously. I mean, it could, like, I was half preparing for an attack. I did want to come up here and support, so I moved some Janissaries up to support the effort to kill all the traders. It's kind of a pet love of mine to just destroy all the traders, because they're quite easy targets in these kind of games, because they go from so kind of far, go from kind of point to point. I don't like English. I don't think English is a particularly fun civilization to play, to be completely honest. Either you're rushing White Tower when the enemy has no troops, and yes, I do rush an Imperial Age, but I feel like it's more of a fair fight if the enemy actually has some troops to defend themselves. Not that I'm, you know, I don't actually, you know, enjoy the kind of English playstyle for some reason. Wait, this is, sorry, I'm getting confused here. This is Chinese, because they've got nested bees here. It's actually the blues. Sorry, I got a bit mixed up there. This is the blues that are English. I knew one of them was English. Anyway, there we are. And as soon as you've got the Seagate Castle up, you want a siege workshop and be building counterweight trebuchets. It's a bit slow actually, aren't I? Because I was a bit slow to. I'm 48, so pretty much every one that I took up is now on wood. Should click that, but maybe I'm a bit distracted. It's a nice little attack. The French make a nice effort to counter the Cian cavalry up here. I think the Janissaries do help quite a lot. I think certainly, I don't know what the outcome would have been, but certainly I think the Janissaries help. It's a good, like, 15 Janissaries. which is nice. Hopefully in a minute I'll get the there we are, some trebuchets coming through. I do think that's the next step basically. You whack a Seagate castle up. There's a couple more coming through. I get a bit bored with that idea though, so I want to come back basically to the safety of the in case they push back against the incursion, and also to protect the counterweight trebuchets. The other thing I'm doing at the same time is putting up some outposts around the place. The yellows are kind of with hardened spearmen trying to... Oh, I'm not being very... That's actually my units, isn't it? Is it? Yeah. For some reason I've not been particularly disciplined in controlling my units. They should obviously be kind of closer to the castle to be, enjoy the protection of said castle. English Blues are now going against the Chinese Palace Guard. Palace Guard are slightly my nightmare to deal with as well. They're really strong units. There's not much of an effort to take out the Seagate Castle, to be honest. Really what you have to do to defend against this kind of incursion is immediately kind of club together and everyone attack the Seagate Castle and get as much siege on it as possible. And that's the other thing, if you're 18 minutes in, you're hoping that they don't have bombards. If they have bombards, then it's a lot harder, or Colvins, or Royal Artillery or whatever else. Or is it Royal Cannon? I'm not sure. The Royal whatever it is. Okay, so we've got a slightly randomly positioned, I admit, but nevertheless on target Berkshire Palace. Do the thing of just kind of placing it there. I'm not quite sure why he ends up there, to be honest. Actually, I have no idea why he ends up there. I'm pretty sure what I do is just click, attack that. Maybe something to the line of sight wasn't... Because you have to kind of be able to see things to attack them. That's another quirk of the game that I find a little bit odd. If you know something's over there, can't you just shoot in the general direction of it? Like in reality, if you knew there was a castle, you'd just be able to shoot at it. Maybe the accuracy should have kind of get some sort of limited. The accuracy should be more limited at such range, but the actual ability to shoot shouldn't be limited, I don't think. See, you do want to take out the Berkshire Palace before trying to push, because it's just a waste of troops otherwise. They're going to go and use Greek fire. I think everyone decides it's not worth it anymore. Well, not everyone, but they do start to drop out. Got some nice trebuchets on the wall, and there we are. Fairly quick game, to be honest, but good, and a good example of Imperial Ottoman Seagate Tower rush.